Hello children. Children, welcome to all in your geography class. Now, I Manisha would like to explain you your second chapter from geography. Students, last week we have discussed our second chapter of geography, the physical features of our India. Okay students, especially we have discussed about the theory of plate tectonics. We have discussed what is the theory of plate tectonics. Okay students, and now we are going to discuss our second chapter, and now I am taking the next topic, and today's topic is the factors which have influenced and modified the relief features of India. Okay students, I am going to repeat. Today's topic is we are going to discuss the factors which have influenced and modified the relief features of India. Okay students, everybody take your geography book so that you can understand the topic in a better way. Okay students, so let me start. Students, the oldest landmass, the peninsula part, was a part of the Gondwana land. The Gondwana land included India, Australia, okay students, India, Australia, South Africa, South America and Antarctica as one single landmass. Single landmass. Students, as we are mainly going to discuss about the peninsula part, so you should be aware about peninsula part. Students, it is our India. Okay, it is our India, and from like that, from Gujarat to this part. Okay, so this part to Kanyakumari. Okay, so this portion is known as our peninsula plateau. Okay students, this portion is known as our peninsula plateau. Okay, now we are going to discuss how this peninsula plateau has been formed. Which are the factors responsible for the formation of this at present peninsula plateau? Okay, so let me start. Students, India is a large landmass formed during different geological periods. Okay, for example, now we have taken the Peninsula Plateau. The Peninsula Plateau, the oldest landmass, was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land, whereas the Himalayas and the northern plains are the most recent landforms. Okay, students, at present, this part is known as Peninsula Plateau, but long years ago, this part was not known as Peninsula Plateau. Okay, students, so let me indicate you. Gondwana land included India. Okay, students, now I am going to tell you that once upon a time, this part was included in Gondwana land, and which areas were the part of this Gondwana land. So students, listen carefully, as this line is also explaining. Gondwana land included India, Australia, like our India. Okay students, and this one Australia. Okay, and India, Australia, South America, this one. Okay students, this one is our South America, and Antarctica. It means we have to take from this to this line, as this is our Antarctica. Okay, our Antarctica also as one single landmass. So it means long years ago, this Australia, our Antarctica, South America, and South Africa also. South America we have taken, and South Africa, and this one like this we have taken. So all these areas were included in Gondwana land. Okay students, I think you are getting my point, that Australia, Antarctica, South America, South Africa, and our India, all these parts were included in our Gondwana land. Okay, so our present form Peninsula Plateau was also included in this part. Now a question arises. Now I think you all are thinking about the fact, then ma'am, how this Peninsula Plateau has been formed? how this peninsula plateau has been formed, how this part has been separated from our Gondwana land. So let me explain this process. Students, I am repeating that our peninsula plateau, the oldest landmass, okay, oldest, pay attention, the oldest landmass was formed due to the breaking, okay, and drifting means student drifting of the Gondwana land. Okay, so listen it. Listen carefully. The convectional current splits the crust into a number of pieces, thus leading to the drifting. Students, drifting means moving, leading to the drifting of the Indo-Australian plate. Okay, students, you know what happened there? Due to the internal movement in our crust, due to the internal movement, internal disturbances were there. So what happened, our crust broke. Split means broke into a number of pieces. Okay, crust, the uppermost layer of our earth, the crust broke into a number of pieces. So what was the result of this breaking, thus leading to the drifting means students moving on the Indo-Australian plates. I have told you about these parts. So students, this plate is known as Indo-Australian plate, and we are discussing as due to the internal disturbances, the plates were moving. The internal plates, as we have discussed, these 7 major plates, these internal plates were crashing to each other. Okay, were crashing to each other, and this Indo-Australian plate has started to move, has started to drift, has started to move in the northern direction, like this, in the northern direction. This place has started to move in the northern direction. Okay, students, and after that, what was there, we have discussed this one. Okay, drifting to the Indo-Australian plate after being separated from the Gondwana land. It means this plate has been separated from this Gondwana land, and this plate has started to move into the northern direction, like this I am telling you. Okay, students, after being separated from the Gondwana land towards north. Okay, this plate was moving towards north direction. Okay, the northward drift resulted in the collision of the plate with the much larger Eurasian plate. So, students, I think it's a new word for you, collision. So, write down the meaning, collision. Collision means crash. Okay, students, collision means crash, like this. This is an object, and this is another object. When these two objects are going to crash, like this object is coming to this side. Okay, so this is also equal to a collision, like this object is coming to this side, and it is like a striking, so it's like a collision. Okay, a collision, write down everybody, a collision occurs when a moving object crashes into something. When a moving object crashes into something, like this object crashes with this one, so it is a collision. So students, what happened there, the northward drift resulted in the collision of the plate with the much larger Eurasian plate. Students, Eurasian plate. Okay, this plate was much larger compared to this. So our Indo-Australian plate was moving into the north direction, and this plate was there. So there was a collision of these two plates, this plate and this plate. There was what was there? There was a collision. Okay, students, of these two plates. Okay, so what happened there? Collision was there. Okay, due to this collision, the sedimentary rocks which were accumulated in the geosyncline known as the Tethys were folded to form the mountain system of Western Asia and Himalaya. Okay, students, what was the result of this collision? When this collision was there, sedimentary rocks were also there, and these rocks were accumulated in the geosyncline known as Tethys were folded. Okay, students, so what happened there? These rocks has started to fold. These rocks has started to break down. these rocks has started to break down, and due to the process of that breaking, these rocks has started to fold and form the mountain system of Western Asia and Himalaya. Okay, students, and form the mountain system of Western Asia and Himalaya. Okay, students, you know this is our Asia. So this part is eastern and this part is western. Okay. Now let me explain further. So students, as a conclusion, I think you are getting that how this part has been formed. How this part has been formed, I am repeating once again. Okay, there were very high level of internal disturbances. This plate, Indo-Australian plate, has, due to these disturbances, Indo-Australian plate got separate from this large Gondwana land. Okay, after separation, this plate has started to move into the north direction. Okay, when the plate was moving into the north direction, there was a collision. Okay, student, as I have told you, crash. There was a crash of these two plates, Indo-Australian plates and Eurasian plates. After the collision of these two plates, sedimentary rocks were there, and sedimentary rocks have started to break down. After breaking these rocks, sedimentary rocks have started to break down, and these rocks were folding. Okay, so after breaking and after the folding of these rocks, there was the system of our mountain. Okay, known as the Tethys were folded to form the mountain system of Western Asia and Himalaya. Okay. Now let me explain further. The Himalayan uplift out of the Tethys Sea. Students, this is a word, Tethys Sea, and subsidence of the northern flank of the peninsular plateau resulted in the formation of a large basin. Student, just write down the meaning. Okay, subsidence, it means sinking. It means sinking. When a part is becoming lower and lower, when a part is becoming lower and lower, okay, it is known as sinking. This one, students, you know that this is like our Jammu Kashmir, and from Jammu Kashmir to this one, like as our Arunachal Pradesh, here we can found our mountain range, the Himalayan range. Here we can find our Himalayan range. But students, it is also important to know that at present where we can see our Himalayan range, once upon a time here was Tethys Sea. Here was a very huge Tethys Sea on the place of Himalaya. Long years ago, many years ago, there was a Tethys Sea. So how our Himalayan system, how our Himalaya mountain has been formed, now we are going to discuss that how our Himalaya mountain has been formed. The Himalayan uplift out of the Tethys Sea and sinking of the northern flank of the peninsula plateau resulted in the formation of a large basin. Okay, students, in due course of time, the depression means deep hole. Depression means deep hole. Gradually means finally, got filled with deposition of sediments by the rivers flowing from the mountains in the north and the peninsula plateau in the south. Students, now we are going to discuss that how our northern India has been formed. Northern plain of India. Now we are discussing, we have discussed this part. Okay, we have discussed our Himalaya mountain also. This once upon a time here was Tethys Sea. Okay, and due to the sinking of northern flank means part, side, and due to the sinking of the northern flank of the peninsula plateau resulted in the formation of a large basin. Okay, now we are going to discuss that how our northern plain has been formed. Okay, what was there? A large basin was there. Okay, students, in due course of time, the depression means deep hole was there. Finally, this deep hole got filled with deposition of sediments by the rivers flowing from the mountain in the north and the peninsula plateau. Students, you know the rivers are flowing from the north direction to south direction, like the rivers are flowing from Himalaya region to south side, and from this peninsula plateau the river are also moving towards the north side. Okay, so the rivers were coming from north to south and the rivers were flowing from south to north. And as you know, when rivers flow, they would like to carry very small particles of dust, very small pebbles, tiny pebbles along with the flow of water. Okay, these dust particles, these small pebbles are known as sediments. So these rivers were flowing to the north direction and the northern rivers were flowing to the southern direction. So with the flow of water, these rivers have taken large amount of sediments. And what rivers did? Rivers deposited all the huge amount of sediments in this deep hole. Like it is here, depression gradually got filled. So slowly this deep hole was going to fill with the help of these sediments carried by the rivers. Okay students, so finally this deep hole was filled, okay students, with the help of the sediments by the rivers flowing from the mountain in the north and the peninsula plateau in the south. A flat land of extensive alluvial deposits led to the formation of northern plains of India. So students, finally what was the result of this process? The deep hole was filled. Okay students, the deep was filled by the sediments, and finally a flat land was there. Due to the alluvial deposits or the other sediments, and this formation was equal to northern plains of our India. Okay students, this formation was equal to northern plain of India. So this is the answer, that how our northern plain of India has been formed. Okay students, now let me explain further. The land of India displays great physical variation. Okay students, the land of India displays great physical variation. Physical variations, you know about the type of surface we are able to see in that area. Okay, which type of soil we have, which type of vegetation we have. All these factors are physical factors. Geologically, the Peninsula Plateau constitutes one of the ancient landmass on the Earth's surface. It was supposed to be one of the most stable land blocks. Which one? Peninsula Plateau. Okay, the Himalayas and the northern plains are the most recent landforms. Okay students, just pay attention that this part, our Peninsula Plateau, this part is known as very ancient landforms, but our Himalaya region and our northern plains of India, these parts are known as new. Okay, not old. Are the most recent landforms. Recent means new. Northern plains and Himalayas, these two. From the viewpoint of geology, Himalayan mountains form an unstable zone. The whole mountain system of Himalaya represents a very youthful topography. Youthful means young. That we can say new. Topography. Just listen the meaning. Students, write down, what is topography? Topography means description of the physical features of an area. Description of the physical features of an area, for example, its hills, its valleys or rivers. This is known as topography. Okay students. So the whole mountain system of Himalaya represents a very youthful topography with high peaks, deep valleys and the fast flowing rivers. All these things we have in our Himalaya region. This is our Himalaya region. Okay students, in this Himalaya region we have high peaks also, deep valleys also and fast flowing rivers also. Okay students, the northern plains are formed of alluvial deposits, as we have discussed that how our northern plain has been formed. So it has been formed of alluvial deposits carried by rivers. The Peninsula Plateau is composed of igneous and metamorphic rocks with gently rising hills and wide valleys. Okay students, this Peninsula Plateau, this plateau has been composed of igneous and metamorphic rocks. Okay, just keep this point in your mind. Our Peninsula Plateau has been formed with the help of these rocks, igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks, with gently rising hills and wide valleys. Okay students, so this was my explanation about the formation of features of our India. The formation of relief features of our India. Relief feature, that how the different parts of our India, how these parts have been formed. In the very beginning we have discussed about our Peninsula Plateau. Later on we have discussed that where we can see our Himalaya mountain. Once upon a time there was a huge Tethys Sea. Okay, after that we have discussed that how our northern plains has been formed. Okay, so this was the explanation about the relief features of our India. And now I am taking our next topic. Our next topic is major physiographic divisions. Okay, student, major physiographic divisions. The physical features of India can be grouped under the following physiographic divisions. Okay, students, the physical features of India, it means we can classify our India in these six parts. This is the physiographic division. Okay, when we are dividing the physical part, this is known as physiographic divisions of our India, and these are the six parts. Okay, students, number one is the Himalayan mountain. Number one is the Himalayan mountains. As you all know about the name, the Himalayan mountains, and you all are aware that this Himalaya mountain lies in the northern part of our India. Okay, so let me explain this portion, the Himalayan mountains. Students, you can see this light brown colored area. You can able to see that this light brown colored area, this has been started from our Jammu Kashmir, and it is moving, and still it is like our Arunachal Pradesh. So all this light brown color part is known as our Himalayan mountains. So let me explain this part. The Himalayan mountains. The Himalayas geologically young and structurally fold mountains. Okay, students, why we are calling young and new? Because before some minutes I have told you that our peninsula part, okay, that our peninsula part is known as ancient landform, but our northern part of India like this, and our Himalayan part of India, these parts are known as young parts. These means recently formed. Okay, young and structurally fold mountains stretch over the northern borders of India. Okay, these are northern borders, as you can see. These are our northern borders of India. These mountains ranges run in a west east direction from the Indus to Brahmaputra. Okay, students, these mountain ranges run. It means we are discussing about the area, how much area has been occupied by this mountain in a west east direction, west east. Okay, students, this is our west part and this is our east part. So this Himalaya mountain has been spread from west to from Indus River. You students, you can see this one is our Indus River, and we are moving further like this, and this is our Brahmaputra River. Okay, so this line is explaining the same part, west east direction, from west to east direction. Okay, from Indus River, this one, from Indus River to our Brahmaputra River, it is stretching like this. Okay, students, west east direction from the Indus to Brahmaputra. The Himalayas represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. Okay, students, it means a lot of heighted mountains, lot of heighted peaks have been included in this Himalaya mountain. Okay, students, further we will read more about these mountain peaks, that what are these mountain peaks, and we will learn about the heights also, heights of the different mountains included in this Himalaya range. Okay, the Himalayas represents the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barriers of the world. They form an arc. Okay, students, it means these mountains. These mountains are spreading from west to this one, from west to east direction, and this area is like an arc. Students, as you know, what is the shape of an arc? Like this. This is the shape of an arc. So this mountain is in the shape of an arc from west to east direction. Okay, from Indus River to our Brahmaputra River. Okay, students, let me explain further. They form an arc, I have told you, which covers a distance of about 2400 kilometers. So this is the distance of about 2400 kilometer. Their width varies from 400 kilometer in Kashmir to 150 kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. Now we are going to discuss about width. Okay students, this part. So this part width, it is nearby 400 kilometer in Jammu Kashmir. Okay, but only 150 kilometer Arunachal Pradesh. You students, you can see this area is much broader than compared to this area. The broadness of this part is only this one, so it is equal to nearby only 150 kilometer, and this broadness is equal to nearby how much, 400 kilometer. So their width varies means differentiate. You can see this part and you can see this part. Students, just learn these data now only. Okay, so varies from 400 kilometer in Kashmir, as I have told you, this part, and 150 kilometer Arunachal Pradesh. As you know, this is our Arunachal Pradesh. Only 150 kilometer here, narrow, you can see. Okay students, the altitudinal variation are greater in the eastern half than those in the western half. Students, you know what is altitude? Altitude means height. Altitude means height. Variation means differences. The differences related to height are greater in the eastern half. Eastern half, it means this part, eastern half, and this part is known as western half. In the western, so these variations are greater in the eastern half than those in the western half. The Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. Okay students, in its longitudinal extent. I think in 7th or 8th classes you have discussed about latitudinal extent and longitudinal extent. Students, latitudinal extent, from we are discussing like this, from east to west. When we are taking our this portion, it means this is west to east and this is our latitudinal extent. But when we are discussing like this longitudinal, okay, when we are discussing the facts reference to north to south, difference in the north to south, it means this is our longitudinal extent. So you know the Himalaya, now we are going to discuss about the classification of this Himalaya. Okay students, at present we are going to discuss about what is Himalaya mountains, and now we are taking the classification of this portion. Okay, so you know students, Himalaya consists of 3 parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. 3 parallel ranges we have. Okay, a number of valleys lie between these ranges. Lot of valleys lie between these ranges. So just see these 3 ranges. This is the 1, 2, 3. This is the student. What is this? This is the classification of our Himalaya region. Okay students, we can divide our Himalaya mountain into 3 parts. Number 1, the Great Himalayas or the Himadri. Okay students, you can see what has been written, GREAT, Great, and Himalayas, HIM, as you can see, Himalayas. So this is the northernmost part of our Himalaya region, and it is known as the Great Himalayas or the Himadri. And the second name of this part is Himadri. Okay, so number 1, the Great Himalayas, it is the northernmost part of our Himalaya. It is our Himalaya, and the northernmost part is known as Great Himalaya, or we can call it Himadri also. Number 2, Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. In the south direction of this Great Himalaya, this one, so we are moving south. In the south direction of our Great Himalayas, our second classification lies. It means Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. On number 3, our Shivalik part. Okay, our Shivalik part, as you can see students, this one, SHIWALIK, Shivalik range. So this is the third part of our Himalaya, this one, Shivalik, and this is the southernmost range of our Himalaya mountain. Total we have 3 ranges. Number 1, the Great Himalayas. It is located in the northernmost part of our Himalaya. Number 2, Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. It is located in the south of this Great Himalayas, And third one is Shivalik. This one you can see and the third one is Shivalik, and it is the southernmost part of our Himalayas. So these are three parts, 1, 2, 3. So just see these. The great northernmost range is known as the Great or Inner Himalayas or the Himadri. Students, as I have told you, this number one, the Great Himalayas or the Himadri, where it is the northernmost range is known as. This is our northernmost range. Okay. Okay, student. It is the most continuous range consisting of the loftiest peaks with an average height of 6,000 meter. Very popular and beautiful and heighted mountains have been included in this range. It means in Great Himalayas, very beautiful and heighted mountains have been included, and average height is 6,000 meters. Average height. It contains all prominent Himalayan peaks. Prominent means famous. It means number one, the Great Himalayas. This range contains all very famous and heighted Himalayan peaks also. Okay, students. Number two, I have told you Himachal or Lesser Himalayas. Number three, again I am telling you Shivalik range. So students, these are the main parts of our Himalaya. What we did, we have discussed about the classification of our Himalaya. So students, in this video I am giving you this much. In my next video I will explain you further parts of the physical divisions of our India, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These parts we will take in next video. Okay students, so let me sum up what we have discussed in this video. We have discussed about the factors which have influenced and modified the relief features of India. We have discussed about the process of these parts, the Peninsular Plateau, the Himalaya mountain, the northern part of our India. Okay, after that we have discussed about major physiographic divisions. In these 6 parts we can divide our India, and after that I have explained the Himalayan mountain. Okay, I have explained the Himalayan mountain. First part, the Himalayan mountain, we have classified also. So students, what you have to do, you have to see the video very carefully. Okay students, just write these meanings also. How much I have given to you, these meanings you can write in your geography notebook. Okay students, and take a world map also, and just try to prepare this area. Try to prepare this area of Gondwana land, as I have told you. Take a world map and prepare this one, and take an India map also. Take an India map also and try to locate all these 3 ranges. Okay students, try to locate all these 3 ranges and prepare your own notes in your geography fair notebook. Okay students, so prepare these notes very carefully. Thank you students, have a good day.